I'm going to call this meeting to order. Staff, are you ready? Cynthia,
Yes.
Rachel?
Yes, she said yes.
We're good.
Okay, I didn't hear the yes. Okay, so I'm calling this meeting to order. This is our committee of the whole to discuss our CBT community grants. We've had lots of them. First thing I want to say to the people on who aren't council members is that this is a live council meeting. It's being recorded. Your personal information, including your, well, not your image, but your voice, names, opinions, any other personal information disclosed by you during the meeting is collected by us, the city, under the Freedom of Information Protection and Privacy Act, for the purpose of your participation in this meeting. If you have any questions about the collection of your data, please contact Cynthia, dco@roslyn.ca. If you do not wish your personal information to be collected, please do not join our live council meeting. So I don't think there's anybody here for public input because we have two of our groups on the line, so I'm not going to bother with the rest of it, but we will call you in order. So I have a couple of things to say about this meeting. And this is that we have people who are on have 2 minutes to tell us something different that's additional information that you didn't include in your application. We have read the submissions from all the groups. You will be timed, so please be respectful of everyone else's time. I'm going to go through a quick thing before we get started about how Roslyn looks at these applications. Every community does it a little bit differently, not too differently, but a little differently. We've been allocated $54,000 and we have something like $83,000 or something in requests. So obviously hard decisions have to be made. One of the basic things of this program for us is that funding is not guaranteed for future years. You must be a nonprofit registered society or sponsored by a nonprofit registered society. Primary project is something focused on capital, less focused on operationals, but they are not excluded by us. Project must benefit Roslyn, Roslanders, or have a greater regional benefit. And the application must be complete and understandable. And we may not fund 100% of any given request. We do allow partial awards. So just so you know, before the meeting, each counselor has reviewed all the applications and they've determined whether Roslyn's criteria have been met and have roughly allocated money to the applicants up to our amount this year, which is $54,000. So at the meeting, we will listen to any other supplemental information that you want to present to us. As I've said, it's 2 minutes. And then we look at those applications that we think perhaps don't meet our criteria and we might vote them off. You have to have a majority of council to approve to go forward with funding. So that's the first bar is, you know, is the application going to get any funding? Then we're going to discuss each one of the applications and we'll identify an amount that we are willing to give to each group. At the end, that amount is averaged by the number of counselors participating. And this year we have all 7 counselors participating. So it'll be the average of 7 votes. Let's see, let me think maybe. Oh, and then some of them, if the amount at the end is just so small that it sort of doesn't make sense, we may just say, no, we're not going to give you the $3.49 or 400 or whatever it is. And we'll allocate it to the counselors who put money into that particular application. Will allocate it elsewhere. Let's see. Yep. Let's see. We've done all that. Okay. And as I said, staff is going to have a timer going. You'll get a notice at 1.5 minutes of your 2 minutes, and then we'll get on to the business of the day. So I'm going to call on you in the order that is in the agenda, which is a little tiny bit different than the order in our package. So council, just be ready. Janice.
I think I'm doing the same thing Cynthia's. We need to approve the agenda.
Oh yes, of course. Yes, okay, so let's do that first. Who would like to move the agenda? Janice moves it and Terry seconds it. All in favor? Yay, okay, there we go. Yeah, I missed that important step. Okay, so first of all, do we have anyone from Roslyn Scouts who wishes to speak to us? And it looks like no. And same fast pitch, same, ooh, we're going fast pitch, be aware. Friends of the Roslyn Range, no. Who comes up first here? Council. I guess it's going to be Follies, right? We've got Follies. Yes. No. Council for Arts and Culture. You guys are right together. Sorry about that. Okay, so whoever is here from our Roslyn Council of Arts and Culture, I can't see you, but if you want to speak to us, you can put your video on and we can see you, and you unmute and we can hear you. You've been upgraded to a panelist, I think.
Hello, all. I did not
Hello.
realize I was going to be the person here.
Well, there you are. Who are we talking to?
It's Megan.
Oh, hello, Megan. Do you have
Did you have any specific questions, or did you just wanted information from me?
Okay, well, I think Stuart has a question.
Yeah.
Got to unmute.
I just thought I'd save everyone a little bit of time, in that we've all given you the full amount. You know, you should be smiling and moving on.
Love it. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. All right. So now we've got Follies. Lisa Henderson, do you have something new to tell us about your application, which is also well supported?
Are you able to hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, and I see you can't see me. And I even got out of my jammies for today, just for this meeting. Okay, so yes, I have some additional information. So first of all, I'd like to give a further and final update on our casting. We've just added one more local youth as part of our mentorship program, and that individual is another Roslander. So we now have 7 local performing on the Folly stage this summer, plus an 8th who will be working front of house. And of those 8 local youth, 3 of them are Roslanders. So, and the remaining are from Trail and the surrounding area. So we're quite excited because we haven't had this many local talent on our stage since 2009. Regarding the testimonials, which I hope you got, was an added package on Friday. The one quote that said, "The best job I ever had came from one of our past members who's now 50 years old and has been in the workforce for a considerably long time." So we take that as a pretty big compliment. These testimonials that we've been receiving lately reinforces for us at the Follies just how important it is for the Follies to continue our mentorship program, how valuable this summer work experience is to our youth. And it's not just about improving one's acting, singing, or dancing skills. There's so many other important life skills that are being learned, including how to work collaboratively as a team. Not to mention how, especially after 80 plus shows, how shyness and awkwardness is replaced by newfound confidence. As some have expressed in their letters to us, being on the Folly stage is transforming. COVID has hit us all hard, but I don't think there's any sector that's been hit as hard as the performing arts, and in particular musical theater. But we are determined to survive, and COVID permitting, we are determined to open our doors again this summer. But because of COVID, we have incurred a huge increase of approximately $20,000 to our normal budget. A hefty amount to make up, especially when we haven't been able to host most of our usual big fundraising events. And it seems that the Follies has fallen through the cracks when it comes to accessing the various grants set up specifically to assist tourism and performing arts related organizations through COVID. We've either not paid enough in salaries each year, or we don't employ enough people, or in one case, we weren't allowed to access financial assistance because we hadn't asked for financial assistance within the last 3 years from this organization. So we are really left with having to heavily rely on our own remaining COVID safe funding, raising activities and you. So do you have any questions?
I think Andy has a question, but we have fully supported you, as we see in where we've done our preliminary things. So
Okay.
I think you're in good shape, and we do strongly support the Follies.
Okay,
And we're
well,
happy to
thank
see
you.
you getting back on your feet. But I'm going to see what Andy's question is.
Yes.
Hi, Lisa.
Yes.
Yes, the council has supported your initiative this year again. And I'm excited that there's an endeavor to try and move forward with some level of performing. Is there a possibility that outdoor performances might be an option?
Well, I looked into that, and when you're performing outside, there's always the difficulty of people being able to actually hear what you're saying. So you have to kind of be in a close space. I've done things where people have been mic'd outside, and it becomes quite atrocious because it picks up on all the sounds nobody wants to hear. And we looked at the museum as a possible location. And while the museum staff was open to our performing up there, there isn't any real location for us. We could squeeze into a very tiny space that's up against the mountain, close to where they've kind of collapsed the old Leroy mine entrance. And it is very narrow, and apparently Tech won't allow us to build any permanent structure on their lands anymore. So that has kind of left us out of the loop with that. We will still try to do outdoor performances where we can sing, because we can set up mics, but to do the whole show, it would have been extremely expensive for us to try to build a replica of an outdoor, an outdoor stage in that space. Trying to monitor how people would come and pay to see the show, we couldn't have controlled it because people are wandering around on the museum property. We do have in our plans, though, to record it on our first, hopefully the opening night of July 1st, even if it's just to our own volunteer group, so that we can offer it online. But we've also run into surprises there after we'd researched how much it would cost us to, we've already got a videographer lined up. We know how much that's going to cost, but we've just been informed by Trail and District Arts Council that we might have to pay an additional $1,200, I think it is, just to have broadcasting rights. And that's for a whole year, and we only need it for 2 months. So.
Wow. You certainly have challenges, Lisa, but if anybody's up for it, the follies are.
Yes.
Yeah. So
well, we're really hoping. We just know how important it is for our community to be able to see live theater again.
That's right. Okay, I'm just going to see any other counselors have a question. Okay, no, we're all good. So thank you for coming, Lisa, and thank you for all the background information. It was great to read those letters. They were
okay. All right. Thank you very
happy
much.
campers.
Thank you for your time.
All right, take care.
And for your support. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, now as far as I know, let me just double check and make sure we have no more attendees that need to speak to us. So no, we do not. Okay, that's fine. So now we're going to go into our discussion, and we're going to start with the Roslyn Scouts. So I think the easiest way to do this is, well, no, we're going to start with who didn't get votes as they are listed in our document. Okay, so you guys help me here if I miss somebody, but I think the first one that did not get support of 4 counselors is the Horse Association of Central Kootenay. Now, does anyone want to speak to why they did not support it or why they did support it? Janice?
Yeah, I supported it because I know that we may not have a lot of kids that are involved in that, but the Horse Society has clearly been running these shows for many years. We've managed to give them a little bit of money in the past, albeit not their full ask. And I suspect that we do have a few kids in town. I have no idea what the numbers might be. That have, I know that my next door neighbor, actually, when he was a little guy, he was fascinated by horses. And his single mom, took advantage of the Horse Society to put him through a little course about learning about horses and, brushing horses and riding horses. And, he's kind of, as kids do, he's moved on now, but it was great for him for a couple of years. And it was great for her too, to have something to take him to. So, yeah, that's my real life experience with the Horseman Society and the value that they offer. So while we can't, support them fully, I'd like to see us support them a little bit.
Okay, anybody else?
I also had contributed some towards it, and they seem to have expanded their programming and just beyond, a shine and shoe show. So I was thinking as well, looking at sports programming or cultural arts and cultural programming that often benefits young women. And I know for a fact that horses tend to be like magnets, having two sisters who grew up with horses when they were young. So yeah, like Janet, I felt like it'd be nice to throw some money their way with their more ambitious programming, trying to reach out to a broader audience as well.
Okay, anyone else want to speak to this? I have a couple of comments. Most years that this has come, we haven't actually supported them. I think we did maybe 1 year, maybe two, but not much. And part of it is because one of the things we look at is, you know, how broad assistance we're providing and sort of the need to. If this program were means tested, where it was like, this is for underserved population or whatever, I'd be a lot more in favor of it. And I'm a huge horse fan. I mean, I owned a horse for many, many years, but a lot of people who are involved in horses, they actually have to have a fair amount of money to be able to even have a horse, right? So to me, if this program was targeted towards those who couldn't afford a horse, it seems, you know, I'd be more supportive of it. But as it is, we have so many good causes here that are going to benefit a lot of people, and it fell off my list. So. Okay, so I'm going to ask for a motion to exclude this group or a motion to include this group, one way or the other, so we can have an official record of what we've done with it. Somebody? Stuart?
Yeah, I don't think it's got council support from the allocation, so I'll move that we don't support them.
Okay, and do we have a seconder? Perry seconds. Okay, I'm going to call the question. I think unless there's any further discussion. All in favor of not supporting this group? Okay, that passes. Okay, the next group that does not get support is the Salvation Army. Oh, and that gets no support. I didn't put Perry in as a red. I tried to mark these in red so they catch my little beady eye. Okay, so I think we should have a motion saying that we don't support it. Somebody move it. Andy moves it, a seconder. Janice seconds it. Any discussion on this? Just all call the question.
Great project, and I think it'll really benefit the air region, but they got a lot more fundraising to do.
Yeah, they do have some committed, but you know, it's also the kind of thing. It's like, well, we've got a thrift store and we've got a food bank, and you know, it's like there's only so much that can happen. Anybody else? All in favor of not supporting? Okay, so now we go back, and those of you who put money into the Horse Association should think about reallocating your money now. And we're going to go and we're talk about the Roslyn Second Scouts. I don't think we need to, oh, wait a minute. I'm going to ask Cynthia. Cynthia, do we have to make a motion for each of these, or can we adopt our spreadsheet when we're done with our discussion?
No, you can adopt the spreadsheet when you're done the discussion. Just with any counselor that has a conflict of interest, just ensure that you do recuse yourself from any discussion.
Right. I think the only one we have is Stuart on Friends of the Roslyn Range. Is that correct? Is there anybody else that's going to be waving madly at me? Okay, I think that's it. Okay, so Roslyn Second Scouts, just take a look across that spreadsheet and see if you are happy with what you have allocated. And if you want to make a change, speak up, or we're moving on to the SPCA. Happy with your allocations. Moving on to Fast Pitch. Okay, Janice.
I'll give them my extra $500 from, oh, yeah, I'll give them my extra $500 from the Horse Association.
Okay, there you go. So can you edit the sheet yourself?
No.
Oh, you're on your phone. Okay, well, hold on. So that makes your contribution to them 2,000.
Correct. Thank you.
There you go. You're in. Okay, good. That worked. Okay, Be Awareness. Is everyone satisfied with the Be Awareness? Okay. École de Sept Sommets. This one, I'm just going to explain my zero vote on this. I feel like, you know, for the Francophone school district, this should be something they pay for. It shouldn't be left to grant raising for sports. It's bad enough we have to pay for environmental education elsewhere, but for sport, really, this is downloading too much. But everybody's happy where they are there. Okay. Friends of the Roslyn Range, Stuart, blank yourself out there. We're going to get our average of what's here, and that will be Stuart's contribution. The average of, wait a minute. Oh, wait, we have to do that. Oh, a Nyan cat. What is a Nyan cat? Okay, so hold on. We have to do this by taking Stuart out. And then we have to, this is going to change everything for the moment. So don't go crazy. Just, ooh, let me see if I can do this. Why is this not doing it? Uh-oh, I'm not able to. Okay, somebody, hold on. Let's see. Friends of the Roslyn Range looks like 7,000 divided by 6 is our average, because I can't make my little, oh, wait a minute. I can do it over here. Hold on. Maybe.
Can Cynthia do it on her?
Hold on 1 second. I'm going to go back here, but I'm going to just do this. Okay, so 1,600 and yeah, that's right.
I've got 1166.66.
Yeah. That's so
I put it-
1,000.
I put it in.
Yeah, he's got it in. That's good. So now we have to go back here.
I've got to allocate $33.
Does this still work?
Ooh.
Ooh, what will you do with it all?
I think that worked. Okay. Oh, good. I put the thing back together. Okay. So, all right. Hopefully, okay. We're done with Friends of the Roslyn Range. We're moving towards Greater Trail Community Restorative Justice. So, Stu, you can readjust your numbers wherever you want, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Okay. Everybody's good with Trail Restorative Justice. They got that. Hospice. Everybody's good there. Health Arts. Okay. We've got Health Arts. Everybody good there? Yeah. Parish, everybody good there? Horse we got rid of, love the horses, but we got rid of them. Okay, Kootenay Bounty Regional Foundation, everybody happy? Okay. Kootenay Brain Injury. Yep.
I'm going to add my extra 500 onto the Regional Hospital Foundation.
Oh, Regional Hospital. Okay. Okay, can you do that?
Yep, I'll do that.
You're the anonymous hedgehog.
Yes, I am.
These. I like these. Stuart as the Nyan cat is pretty nice. Okay, so while you do that, Andy, you haven't done it yet, right? Or did you? Did you do it?
I'm going to do it now.
Okay, all right. Sorry, I didn't notice what your number was before.
There it is.
There it is, and it worked. I've got to love these sheets. Okay, brain injury. Everybody good with brain injury? Hopefully we never have one.
Manner of speaking.
Yeah. Columbia Learning Center, we're good there. School District 20, another one that we shouldn't have to pay for, but it's a great project. Red Mountain Racers, everybody good with Red Mountain Racers? Okay, we've got our arts and RCAC. We've got environmental action, Gold Fever Follies, Scouts, Red Cross, Salvation's Gone, Tourism Roslyn, right along there. After school band program. So Dirk, were you happy? Were you happy with that? Dirk? I think so. Oh, Dirk's gone. Oh, he's muted. He's muted. But
There
Dirk,
we go. Yeah, I did move it around
Okay.
afterwards. So
Okay,
yeah,
that's good.
I'm happy with where everything is.
Okay, perfect. All right, then we've got the teen chef for Chamber District. Everybody good there? Yeah, if you're not good with something, just speak up, because my eyes can't, I lose track of where I am on the screen when I go to look at your happy little faces. Okay, and then, oh, this is interesting, the Villa Society. Okay, Villa Society. I thought that one was going to fall off, but it didn't, so it's there. And now we've got gymnastics on the Keep the Distance, the Vault Map, the Safe Admin. Trail Youth Baseball, United Way for their run. Now we've got the 3 Eco Society, implement 100%, 100 Acre Wood, and Farms to Friends. Okay, now the next thing we need to do is go over and look. Did we just like make somebody way too small to make it even make sense from what they wanted? So let's go back up and take a quick look at that. Scouts are going to be happy. SPCA is happy. Fast Pitch is going to get what they get. Okay, I don't see anybody so far.
Well, the villa only gets $612.
$612. Was that one of your children unhappy with the allocation, Dirk?
I think, yeah, probably not quite that. Being locked up in a van, maybe.
Yeah, that could be it. Okay, so when we go down there to the villa,
They're only asking for 1,500.
yeah, they're probably happy with 600.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I think that's good. The distance, okay. Yeah, because remember, all the other local governments are pitching in on these things too. Okay, I feel pretty good about that. Does anybody not feel good about that? We're all happy. Okay, so let's have a motion. We make a recommendation to council that we approve the spreadsheet as set up. Who's going to move it?
I'll make that.
Moves it,
Andy.
and Chris seconds it. Any discussion? And I have one question. I have one question for Cynthia. Cynthia, you know, the usual thing is committee of the whole, it goes to our next regular council meeting, but is there a timeline on this that the RDKB wants it back quicker?
I think we can squeak it in if it's approved April 6th. So I think that is the last possible date we could get it into them.
Okay, because I mean, you know, that is procedure. Is that what we do? We make a recommendation here to go to a council meeting, but if we needed to do something extraordinary, I'm sure we could, because we don't want to be the one that screws up the RDKB process.
I'll double check, but in the past we haven't. The committee recommendation was the final recommendation.
Yeah.
In the most recent council meeting, I believe the policy was changed to have this recommendation go to council. So I think we are lucky at this point in time that we have just enough time. We were holding this meeting early enough that it'll get to the RDKB.
Yeah, okay. Okay, well, that's absolutely fine, but quite honestly, if you want to make it the final, I'm sure we could vote on that too. Janice?
I was just going to say to Cynthia is if it does look a little tight, have a look at the RDKB guidelines I think senior staff can actually sign off on it. It doesn't need to come from a council resolution.
Well, it's just policy when you do a committee of the whole. Anything you do at a committee of the whole is a recommendation until you go to a council meeting. It's not that. But
Right.
I see that Rachel has said it says we need to submit by April 2nd. So I think we should make an executive decision that this isn't a recommendation to council. This is a final. This is a motion that we're making, and you guys take it to RDKB. Otherwise, it's just procedural malarkey. If
First,
if
second,
staff
and
is
third.
okay with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so Cynthia, we'll leave it with you. And I think we can have, let me just see, did I miss anything on the agenda? I think we can have a motion to adjourn and we are done.
Do we have a motion to, should we have a motion to move this as final?
First, second, and third.
First, second, and third, this is final.
Well, yeah, we don't need to do first. These aren't readings, right? Yeah, that's fine. I think we can just change, instead of recommendation to council, the motion that was already made, we just say, these are our recommendations to the RDKB, and we just let staff handle it from there.
Okay.
So we're all done. We
I'll vote
voted.
for that.
We all voted for that. Okay. Cynthia, you have anything else to say?
No, that sounds good. Thank you.
Okay. All right, you guys. Thanks. That was quick.
Wow. Thanks,
Bye.
everyone. Bye-bye.
See you, everyone.
I-
Yeah.